the KIllco Whiskey Musings. I have to get used to saying KIllco Whiskey Musings. I just want to say KIllco. But yeah, Sunday samples, Jacob Enriquez. Thank you for being here. Kick tires, light fires, let's get it on. What is that from? Wrestling? Let's get it on. I don't know. My brain immediately went to wrestling. I don't know why. Today, I am going to try some stuff that I'm afraid to look up the prices of. This is from the likes. Also, weird lighting because daytime, afternoon, evening. I'm getting flustered as to what to call these in the future. Whiskey Nose, welcome. Welcome. Independence Day. There we go. I know I heard that somewhere. But yeah, these are from the likes. If you don't know who they are some awesome whiskey folk who are in the whiskey community. They're usually, where did I first see them? Oh, there's a big mystery. ADHD Whiskey, probably. And they've been in a number of other places recently. I see them all the time. They're not here, but that's fine. I'm going over what I talked with them last night briefly. Whose stream was that? Last night? What day is it? Was it Friday? Wow. Okay. So I talked to them recently on a stream. Which one? I don't know. But I asked them about the samples. And I'm terrified to drink these because they have a huge collection of stuff I can probably never try. Very expensive, probably. Not sure. I'm going to find out in a minute. But I know this first one. I've heard it before. And usually it's because of like a price thing. Not sure. This one's called, is this going to work today? Creaky chair. Let's see. Cream of Kentucky. You could focus. Yeah, Cream of Kentucky, 13-year, 102 proof. What do you guys know about the Cream of Kentucky? I know nothing. I'm only going to pour a little bit at first because it's going to be a long evening. As always, It's Bourbon Night goes live at 8. This stream goes for about 2 hours, usually. It's been a while since I've stopped earlier. But let's just get started, shall we? Let me know what you're drinking. If you're drinking anything, it can be water. I don't care. You just don't want to drink alone. That's the thing. I'm sure I'll pour the rest of this before the night is over. Most likely. All right. I have my setup. I have the Whizzky app open. I actually did a video an hour ago. It's coming out tomorrow. As I mentioned on the channel, I'm doing, was it 4? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 4 whiskey videos over the next few days leading up to St. Patrick's Day. God, this lighting's so weird. Scott's down under. Good day. What time is it there? I have no idea. It's probably tomorrow for you. I do not know. Can you hear that? Because that's my annoying neighbor if you can. At least your television. I think. Anyway, try to ignore that. She drives me bonkers. But again, if you're just showing up, we are trying a sample from the lakes. The Cream of Kentucky 13-year. I know, supposedly this is an expensive one. I'm not sure. There you go. Waiting for sundown. See, I can do maybe 2. You're like 10. I have a feeling your streams are very different from mine. Mine are, I feel like I have to talk the whole time. And if I'm not talking, oh. Cheers. Welcome. Barndor, welcome. Whiskey Encore, welcome. I have to say that. If I don't, I feel like I made a mistake. Mankini. Well, now I'm curious. Ooh. Yep, clean glass smell. Also good, but also bad. But there was a heavy caramel brown sugariness from this immediately. Jeffrey Wack, welcome to the show. I feel so weird in this lighting. It's just, there's a big window here and it's just a little bit of sunlight coming in. But the fact that I'm starting and it's sunny out still, or at least the sun's still up, freaking daylight savings nonsense. Gah. What's going to be even worse is that eventually the sun's going to go down, and I have a feeling that's going to happen in like an hour. So the whole lighting scenario will change slightly. I do worry about that stuff. Not a professional YouTuber by any means, but I like to have decent lighting. I think that's the like photographer bit of me. It's just like, oh, the lighting's all wrong. I don't know. Live long and prosper, yes. God damn it. New glass smell, go away. Away with you. Not new glass, clean glass. I definitely like the smell on this one. Let me know if you've had this. Again, I don't know anything about it other than I think it's kind of pricey. Good. So you are in tomorrow. You're living in the future. That's right, Whiskey Uncle. Hi, Cheech. I've got to get used to that. I'm so used to saying your actual name. Now children in the hallway. Lovely. I'll just pour a little more of this. I'm not quite getting all the smell I want. Just a smidge more. It's fine. Oh. That's what, an ounce? Give or take. These don't spill. Okay. He's in the future. Oh, I keep forgetting. Since I'm right-handed and my mouse is on the right side. If my hand's on the glass, it's not going to click on anything. So again, for any of you who are just joining, I am drinking Cream of Kentucky 13 year. I know very little about it. Not sure. We'll see. 2 streams. You're a madman. John T, welcome. And James Morgan, welcome. Welcome. All right. I know I like this, like already. What does this remind me of? That's something I'm trying to do more of, is when I'm trying a bourbon for the first time, trying to equate it to something else. And what just came to my mind was the 1792 Foolproof, funny enough. And that one, I think I said it was a creme brulee in a glass. That was for the taste, though. This just smells delightful. Like it's making me salivate. It's that kind of bourbon. Whoa. And I'm terrified that I'm really going to like it, because you know that feeling that you try a whiskey for the first time, you're like, oh my God, I must have a bottle. And then you find out how much it is, and your life falls apart a little bit, not completely. I'm really digging this, and I want to drink it right now. The one problem, before I forget, I don't have a batch number, and I can't ask the Lakes at all. But again, through Cream of Kentucky, Cream of Kentucky 13 year, 102 proof. I'm starting with the lower one. The second one of today is 115. So that'll be a little spicier, I imagine. And I think it's rye, so it's a different thing entirely. I'll tell you what it is when I pour it, otherwise secrets. Right now, I'm going to go with Cream of Kentucky batch 4, because I have 2 options here. I have batch 4 and I have batch 5. And batch 5, as far as stars go, isn't rated on the app I use at the moment, but the other one is 4 or 5. So I'll assume that's it. And I think that was 2020. I can't keep track of this stuff. And I haven't looked, so there might not be any information at all. Yay. Oh, what was that? I don't know if that was chocolate chip cookie or something strange like that, or cocoa, maybe. That was nice. All right, get to drinking. Hopefully this is amazing. We'll see. Actually, let me drink some water. I did do a video right before this. I'm learning I shouldn't do that. I didn't even finish editing it. But that will come out tomorrow, so look forward to that. Again, WhiskeyTube, YouTube overlords. They want content. They demand content, and they desire your thumbs. So, or, whatever suits you. I must appease the YouTube overlords with your thumbs, if you want. Oh, I didn't do the thing. It shows how rushed I felt when I didn't do the thing. I must do the thing. And that also requires me to be distracted for a moment. Apologies. Because it's so unprofessional. I've never claimed to be a professional at anything. Never. No. Random. There's little pop-ups on my screen. I imagine some of you get that when something happens. It's like so-and-so has gone live or so-and-so posted on Instagram. It's like, yay, I guess. Well. Oh, and I did do a video that came out today. Ooh. And that was tealing. So if you want to see my first experience for tealing later, it's up today. Should be low. Well, I'll let you watch because I had some interesting reactions to it. It was kind of unexpected. And I have to remember to put my Venmo in here at some point because that came in handy on the last stream. I have one. That was also nice to find out. All right, how do I do this? Someday I will get this all correct. And that will be the day when I'm rich and famous. No, that'll never happen. Unlikely. There. And we have to do the thing across the bottom. Now we're fancy. Where was I? I was about to drink this, and I stopped myself. It smells so good. I'm scared. All right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Mm. That was nice. It was a little more. Was that brown? Ooh, there's an aftertaste or a finish. Brian and KIllco, it's going to be redbreast. Granted, I feel like, well, again, watch the tealing video. You'll get my initial reactions on it. But I already knew I loved redbreast. And tealing, I just opened the bottle and drank it yesterday for the first time. So I can't really give a solid anything on it because one thing that I'd like to think people know is you cannot judge whiskey by your first pour. So, once I get through half the bottle, maybe I'll know exactly how I feel about it. But we'll see. This was oaky and sweet. We had the tongue tingles. I want to drink this much faster than I probably should. Ooh. Held on my tongue for a second there. It was pretty. There's a little more tannins to it, I think. And brown sugar and caramel. Oh, this is nice. Doesn't taste like the 1792 full proof. It's not as sweet. It's a little bit. Ooh, tongue tingles all over the place. But Brody, to answer your question officially, my favorite Irish whiskey of the moment, and I hope it sticks around because I heard things and it's making me nervous. Redbreast Pale Cask Strength. If you can get it, I hope I'm not steering you wrong. Unless you're like not fond of high proof stuff, then maybe just try the 12, the regular 12. Okay. I enjoy this. Once again, let me know what you're drinking if you're drinking anything. I found I have a weirdness in my brain. It's March. Whiskey Tube stuff is supposed to be heavy on the Irish stuff because that's advertising, I guess. And again, YouTube demands content constantly. It's not a thing I can do. I'm happy to get one video out a week, but I decided to do this little blip of actually 5 videos. I think I did one on Friday. So Friday, skipped Saturday because Saturday's my day off, kind of. If there is such a thing. Today I do very little. Sunday, I did a video earlier before this stream. Not the best idea because I didn't finish editing it. Oh, Knob Creek. Ooh, Old Fashioned. I have to admit, Old Fashions are one of my favorites. I've tried to get into Manhattans, but the second, what do I remember? I can never remember what the second ingredient is. But whatever that stuff is, at least the kind I got, I didn't particularly like. The weird sensation I got when I drank a Manhattan I made myself with High West Double Rye If you've ever had something that has a fake pizza taste to it, that's what that secondary thing made me taste. It was a bit weird. Fake pizza taste / smell. Not smell. I don't know if I smelled that, but definitely tasted this weird fake pizza. So, well. And that's not a great taste if you ever had something with a fake pizza taste. It's not ideal. Now you ever have a really distractible brain like mine. As soon as you're like, what is that thing? You totally forget. And then you have to look it up. Me. Doesn't happen to just me. I don't want to know what a Manhattan. I know where Manhattan is. God damn it. I should put a space between that. What is that stuff called? It also says, this is a weird thing I saw when I looked this up before. 2 ounces rye or Canadian whiskey. Why? Canadian? Why would a Manhattan have Canada in it? That seems strange. Red vermouth. Sweet red vermouth. I hope I bought the sweet red vermouth. I don't think there's... I'll have to check later. Because if there's some other kind of vermouth out there and I grabbed the wrong one, which could have happened, it could have tasted pretty weird. Yes, that's the other reason I like it so much. And it's easy. It's what? Bitters, sugar cube, or the hell's the other stuff? It's just like sugar water, but there's a word for it. Sugar syrup? Syrup sugar? Whatever. But yeah, a cocktail that's pretty much 95% whiskey, other than like maraschino cherry, sugar cube, bitters, and then whiskey. It's glorious. Maybe? I think I have a feeling when I have a fake pizza taste, I think there are like combos out there. If you've ever had combos, there's a pizza flavored combo, and it's not great. I used to eat combos a lot. I was big on the cheese ones. I have a thing for crunchy stuff, I think. Textures are a thing for me. And yes, vermouth. Thank you. Simple syrup. That's what it is. Simple syrup. And welcome to Roop. I didn't see you pop in here. But yeah, memory not so good, for the record. If you're new here, my memory is bad. I'm trying to think of what I did yesterday. It's kind of fuzzy. I did that. That's not because I was drinking either. So, yeah, it's a little more wood forward for a bourbon than I'm used to. It's still good, but I have a feeling I prefer sweeter bourbons. It's like candy kind of thing. But this one is more, it's a little sweet, but I'm getting more oak flavoring. Something else I can't place, as usual. Orange bitters. I have orange bitters. I forget why. I think it might be because it's used in an old fashioned sometimes. Like I think you're supposed to have orange something in old fashions. Again, I don't remember. As soon as I start making drinks at home, it's a whole different thing. It can be anything I want. I think even with old fashions occasionally to make more to drink, I've used soda water occasionally, just to dilute it a little and make it more of a beverage rather than just whiskey and bitters and sugar. I like to use a sugar cube. I like put the sugar cube in, a couple dashes of bitters on top, and then just mush it up. Still don't know why. Because it feels fancy, I suppose. And maraschino cherries. That's a must. All right. Official. I like this. Now I'm debating whether I want to pour the rest of it. That's always a fun problem to have. A little less than half in there. But I want to have another one, within the hour. So, let's. What do you guys think? Should I pour the rest of this and drink it within the next 40 minutes? Or should I just wait until later? Are you a bad influence is the real question. All right. With my little blip on, oh gosh, I have so many things open right now. And one of them is not opening properly. There we go. I try to have both of these chats open because for whatever reason, StreamYards, there's a lag. So I won't see your comment immediately. And with with YouTube, I'm saying WhiskyTube too much today. Extra ice, if it's early in the day, let it set a bit. It dilutes the whiskey down, and that has just shown up on StreamYard. And I saw it instantly through YouTube. The joys of the internet. All right, where was I? You go there. You go there. Again, I am looking at the notes for Cream of Kentucky Batch 4 because I think that's what it is. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Well, we're not gonna find out. The only way I'll find out is if I ask the likes directly, and I have no idea when I'm gonna see them. Maybe tonight, maybe not. No, surely not. None of the WhiskyTube community would be a bad influence on me. Sending me all this whiskey. Is that a bad thing? No. Is it? No. I get to try many whiskeys I would never try, like this, the Cream of Kentucky. I would have no idea even where to buy this thing. And I have a feeling it's a little more expensive than my price range. So here we go. Cream of Kentucky Batch 13. Right. That's I had a feeling. But now I've been informed by the internet. Whew, okay. This is good, but as soon as I saw the price, the whole thing changed on me. Because yikes. Oh no. There's no official flavor finish thing here. There's an official one, but there's no community one. That's probably because of the price. For the price range on this Cream of Kentucky, at least the 4-year, 13-year-old, it says $123.2. So I'll round that to 120, 125. I like to round stuff up and down at the same time because that's a thing. But that's a lot for a bottled whiskey. To me, some people, that's just their usual. So I don't know. It's hard to tell when someone's being sarcastic through the internet in type form. All right. I'm going to go check the other one now because I'm a little disappointed that there's none for community notes. Oh, good. Okay. Good. So I take back everything I just said. We're going to go off the Cream of Kentucky Batch 5 13-year-old, which I hope is the right one. Maybe it's not, but we'll see. This one at least has it. This one has a tasting wheel, while the other one did not. And the average price paid for this one is $161. So yeah, I had a feeling I was going to be nervous about drinking this. It's good. It really is. But now that I've seen a price tag, a general price tag of it, whew, I don't think it's that good. It's good, but it's not that good. How many? Oh gosh, that would be, let's see, 6. If this is the right batch number, which I'm assuming it isn't, if I could get 6 bottles of Wild Turkey 101 for the price of one of these bottles, this has got to be one of those collector deals. Let's find out a little more about it here. Okay. For the nose profile on this thing, someone said random. And also, I don't know exactly what this smells like or tastes like. So anyway, figs, dried fruit, caramel, sherried, and oak. Sherried? Oak, definitely. A little bit of caramel sweetness. Dried fruit, I thought I got a fruity thing at the start. I don't know if I said that. But right now, no, I don't smell anything fruity about it. Yeah, it's mostly I want to say cinnamon, even though it's not on here. But oak and caramel, definitely. I like the idea of dried fruits, and sherry is one of those things I don't even have a reference point for. I probably had a sherry at one point in my life, maybe, but I couldn't tell you because I don't remember. All right, that's the nose profile for the community notes. The flavor profile here, it's 4. Like 4. Butterscotch. Did I say butterscotch? I don't remember. Butterscotch, molasses, cinnamon, and oak. Yes, I would agree with all 4 of those. Molasses, though, I'm not really sure. That's another one where it's like, well, have I had that? Maybe, kind of. Probably in a baked good, maybe. Ooh. I can see butterscotch. Yum, yum, yum. Yum. You know, I have half an hour to finish this, technically. So, I mean, since no one said anything, I guess I just have to make my own mind. I am a bad influence on myself, to be clear. Constantly. So there we go. Will I be able to finish that in a half an hour? We'll see. I'm actually a very slow whiskey drinker, to be honest. I can pour something like this, and it'll easily last me 2.5, 3 hours, depending on what I'm doing, because I can get very easily distracted, as you might have noticed. And the finish profile for this: cinnamon, spicy, vanilla, toffee, and oak. It's a whole range of bourbon stuff that I've heard before. But yes, I would agree with maybe toffee, vanilla, yeah. Spicy, cinnamon, kind of. Oak, kind of. Maybe. Ooh, a little dry too. Yeah, cinnamon, spicy, vanilla, toffee, oak. I can see all of those being in this as a finish. It's nice. It's very nice. But again, knowing what the price may be is, I don't know what to say about it. It's like, you know, as soon as I see anything close to $100, my brain just goes sideways, because it's just a bottle of whiskey and it's just something you're going to drink. But 13 years, though, you know, that's probably why it's so oaky to me, or at least tanniny. It's that first sip there, because it's older. I've heard rumor that typically bourbon should stop around 10 years-ish. I'm not sure what much older than that would taste, other than this 13-year, which, again, I said isn't as sweet, a little more oaky. And there is a blurb here about the cream of Kentucky, which I will read, because why not? And I'll probably stumble over the words 50 times. Ow. Excuse me. Ow. I've been drinking too quickly. Cream of Kentucky brand was originally introduced in 1888 by... it says, I can't tell if that's an I or an L. I. Traeger and Co. of Cincinnati, Ohio. Just prior to the end of Prohibition, the brand was acquired by the famed Shelby Company and subsequently reintroduced in 1934. This has been around a while. Through the 1930s and 1940s, Cream of Kentucky grew to become one of the leading bourbon brands, with renowned artist Norman Rockwell providing much of the award-winning artwork for the brand during its heyday. Well, that in itself would make me like it more, because Norman Rockwell is an amazing artist. Cream of Kentucky is now owned by J.W. Rutledge, and Jim has recently purchased a limited supply of Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey he feels is worthy of the rebirth of Cream of Kentucky bourbon as a premium whiskey. Premium meaning expensive. So yeah, that's interesting, and I understand why the price is a little higher now. They got a little bit of history stuff going on. You know, of course you would vacuum now. Apologies for that if you can hear it, because she's a mad woman. She's vacuums at least 3 times a day, and often right before 11 o'clock at night, so that's always fun. Well, I like this. As far as the bourbon goes, I am dumbfounded about the price, of course, but it's good. I like. Become a phrase of mine. That's good, I like. And I have to say it in that way. I have to say it's good, I like, with bizarre accent. I have no idea what it is. I think it's Russian. Do you feel like this is Russian accent? It feels like Russian to me. Mother Russia. Ooh. Have any of you had cream of Kentucky? Because I want some other opinions about this. I can, it's nice to have the information on the internet. And again, I'm not even sure if this is the correct batch, especially with such a strange thing as fig on the nose profile. That's not one I have a reference for. Like, I'm trying to think what a fig is, and my brain just stops. I could look it up. Make sure there's every single drop. Ooh, there's a couple drops. Because this is stupidly expensive stuff. But I believe I had some of these last week. The joys of my memory problems, man. I tell you. I don't remember what I did last week. I had a stream. I had 2 streams. I recorded them. I have no idea what happened. I had Irish whiskey on Friday. I know that. And I have 2 more. Wait, 2 more? 2 more Irish whiskeys to open. One of them is basically a joke because it's Redbreast 12 cask strength. And if you've watched this channel at all for a while, you know I already like that a lot. I wish I could get many, many bottles of it because rumor has it that it might not be around forever. But my hope is that it's just something that's going away for a little while as they try to release the Redbreast small batch, which I believe tastes different. You can watch Mash and Drum did a thing about it. And that's what made me panic, and that's what made me go buy a whole bottle of it recently. Thankfully, I found a bottle nearby that was for a decent price. And technically, I say I bought it, and my parents bought it for me because it was $75. Which again, 3 bottles of Wild Turkey 101, well past my comfort level for buying whiskey. And as I've said before, all of this whiskey, all those scotches in the back, they were bought with a credit card. Do not do that. Unless you can pay it off immediately, which I could not do at the time. I got into whiskey at a very strange time where, well, I've talked about my mental health issues openly. I'm doing it again. Sorry if no one likes hearing it. But there is a time when I get very hyper, and I think they call it manic. I'm bipolar 2, supposedly. That's what I've been diagnosed with. And there are different phases. There's depressed phase and there's manic phase. And in manic phase, you will do whatever you want without worrying about consequence, which may be good at the time. It is not. I racked quite a whole bunch of debt doing that. Thankfully, it was because of whiskey. I bought a lot of whiskey instead of, a car or something crazy like that. Motorcycle or something I certainly could not afford. But I've been paying off a credit card for years. And they have me. Let's say. If you understand what that means, yeah. But we're getting through that slowly. Not having a job doesn't help. It's one of those things. On disability, so I can at least live somewhere, but wow, not great. And granted, I cannot really complain because I spend my days drinking whiskey and making whiskey tube videos, which is amazing, to be clear. And it's amazing to have people here enjoying the whiskey with me or enjoying my company. I'm enjoying your company. It's lovely. It keeps me out of trouble. I hope that lady stops backing me soon because it drives me crazy. One of the few times she's decided to do it this time. I don't know if it's because it's bright out. I don't know. It's weird. Oh, you know what I haven't done? It's one of the things I should do, but I haven't done yet today that I remember. But it's Bourbon Night is doing something after my stream, and I like to know what it is. Because then I steal that idea. No, I don't steal that idea. I just like to know what it is. Let's see. Oh, right. God. It's amazing when I look at other streamers doing stuff. It looks like Scotch Down Under is doing a stream right now, too. Good God, that man doesn't sleep. But there's a Sunday Live as well for another guy. But I've never actually watched the channel that much. But he has 545 people watching. I think all he does is like cut down trees. That's amazing. Dumbfounding to say the very least. And now I have the It's Bourbon Night stuck in my song. Stuck in my head. The It's Bourbon Night song stuck in my head. You can see how that got a little messed up. What are they doing tonight? Because I'm curious. Was it Shayla's stream yesterday that I saw the likes? No? Oh, that's what they're doing. 3-chord. I don't think I've ever had 3-chord. I've heard about it. That's about it. Oh. Get the bird. That song's gonna be stuck in my head all night now. Not that they use that as an intro anymore. They've changed a lot recently. They have like a whiskey library, which is. I'm getting paranoid about the amount of whiskey I have here because I literally do not have enough room. There are at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bottles I have on the floor right now because I do not have enough room on this table anymore. And that is because of all the whiskey people who have done donations and sent money so I can buy bottles. It's a bit crazy. I'm still not used to it. I don't think I ever want to get used to that, people sending me stuff. But I have done something rather silly where it's like, oh, sample Sunday. That means I have to have samples from somewhere. Ugh, if I run out of samples, that's the end of it. It's not the end of it. I'll just call it something else. I don't know what. I got a strange smell there. I don't know what it was. It's like chocolatey. Maybe it's just cinnamon or both. I can do this for a very long time, to be clear. Yeah. Let's look forward. Did I have that stuck in my head, knowing, I know it's 13 years old, but as soon as I started talking about it a little more and looking at the info, my brain started to go to the stuff I've seen on the internets about bourbons being aged for too long and getting a little crazy oaky. They did not do that with this. This is fine as far as my level of oak tannininess goes, but kind of like on the cusp. And I don't even think I've had this. Here's a question. Is this the oldest bourbon I've ever had? I feel like it might be. Now my brain is just, I'm getting lost in it. Let's see. What is the oldest bourbon I've had? To be clear, I know that in some blends of bourbons, there's the possibility of having older whiskeys in there. And that's even if it has an age statement on it, I think. I don't know if I'm wrong. I'm 100% sure on that. But as far as the oldest bourbon I think I've had, I think this has to be it. I don't think I've had anything past 13 years. I think 10 years is kind of where I stop. Like Eagle Rare is one that I seem to enjoy a good amount. And I know that's 10 years old. And honestly, that was a little fruity to me. It doesn't have like a tannin thing to it much, I think. Haven't had a bottle in a hot minute because that is one that's kind of at my limit. It's $35 for one bottle. I do, however, want to buy a big old bottle of it. I don't know how much that would be if I could find one. And the only reason I want one is because I saw it on Trev's channel, the Bourbon Wrench. He has a bottle the size of his arm, or at least as long as his arm. It was like this. Boom. And I want one just because that's a lot of Eagle Rare. And that would last me a week. No, it would last me probably 3 months. I like to think for whiskeys I drink regularly that they last about 2 to 3 months-ish, as I am a regular drinker of the spirits. Like Wild Turkey 101 never lasts very long here. What else? Evan Williams can last for a long time. I've actually been not drinking it recently because I don't want to have to go buy more. But this one needs to die at some point soon. And this is, $15 for one bottle. Lovely price, certainly. 100 proof, bottle and bond. Wonderful stuff. And the other stuff I've been rushing through lately is this one. I've been slamming through pretty quick. 4 Roses small batch. I think I got this for 30? 35? 30? I want to say 30. I don't honestly know. But the one I really like is this one. 4 Roses single barrel. These are glorious. And I'm always afraid This is actually also the color I talk about on my videos, where I think of bourbon color. This is what I think of. This is my default. I want to drink this all the time, every day. I think Wild Turkey is a similar color. It's like this red hue to it. I know it's just amber, like a dark amber color. Glorious stuff. Mm-hmm. All right, I have a feeling. Oh, the lighting's changing. I can feel it. You know how I can tell? There's a shadow right here on me now. I might have to change that. Ugh. Ugh. There you go. $60? I'd do that if I could find one. But again, I know when I see just a regular bottle in my area, it's $35. So thinking about, just doubling that as that, they usually don't do that. Like with Wild Turkey 101, the reason I like it so much is because I can get a handle of it for $40, but a bottle of it for $25. So it's like, well, I'm certainly going to drink more than one bottle. I'll just buy the handle. And that's $40. I mean, grilling corn. John. I want some corn now, God damn it. But as you can tell, the lighting is changing. I have a shadow here, which is basically just my screen, because I have a different light on because the sun was out. Now it's slowly going down, so I have to do this. Oh, that hurts my eyes. But it looks better, I suppose. I still have a little bit of the shadow there, but whatever. It's fine. Creaky chair. Well, at least I am glad I got to try this. And I am still aghast, I suppose, about the price of it, knowing this is well over $100 for a bottle. It makes it so I don't understand. I like it, but I don't understand. Because it's bourbon, I have this weird thing in my head that I assume has just developed over the years from being involved with whiskey drinking, not really involved with whiskey. But I can understand something that is, 15, 20, 25 years old. And usually those are scotches, or I don't think much of Irish is that old. But you get really expensive old scotches. Those I can understand for being a very big price, because they've been aged for so damn long, and they're a rare commodity. It's amazing there's any left. But with bourbons, it's like, well, there's bourbons all over the place, And now that I have that idea of 10 years-ish and it's good, which again is 10 years. That's a long time. But there's plenty out there, which is the main thing. So I don't know. I guess I don't understand why there can be such hefty prices on something that's readily available. And quite a bit. Like, let me be honest, though. I haven't actually gone to a distillery in Kentucky. I would like to, but I've never been in an actual rack house, the barrel house, whatever they're called. But I've never actually been in a really big one. But I've seen video of it, and just imagining walking through a place like that where there are thousands of barrels, hard to imagine. And just thinking about how much whiskey that is, it's like, oh. I have had the thought, and I've seen it on other YouTube channels. If I had to bunker down because of like the end of the world, zombie apocalypse kind of thing, I might just go to a giant distillery and hide in the rack house. I would have an abundance of whiskey, and they're kind of fortress-like. They're big buildings. I think they have lots of windows too, or at least good ventilation, because they have to. You're all invited too. Like if we have to bunker down in a whiskey warehouse, that'd be awesome. I just had a weird idea. What if a distillery had, I don't want to call it a camp out, because camp out usually brings thoughts of campfire. They would not let you have a fire in a rack house of any sort. But you could have a little camping trip where you stay in a rack house for a night. It'd like to be a bed and bed and breakfast kind of thing, except it's bed and whiskey. You get to sleep in the rack house and drink whiskey from the barrel all night. Whoa, God, that'd be amazing. That would also be very expensive because you would probably have to buy the whole barrel. Or they could charge you by the ounce, maybe, or charge you by the liter. Maybe let you pull your own bottles first. There you go. Walking Dead? It might be on television. I don't watch television. Some would. Some might. Oh. I'm always amazed at how time flies when I'm doing this. I start to panic. It's like, what should I talk about? I'm talking about a lot of whiskey stuff. I'm thinking about a lot of whiskey stuff. Now I have this. This is an idea that It's Bourbon Night has talked about as well, where they're like a bread and breakfast where you have whiskey all day and all night. Sounds amazing. I would love that. Like instead of a whiskey pub, it'd be a whiskey bed and breakfast. That sounds like such a good idea. If I had the funds to do that and the ability and the motivation and most importantly, the funds and the ability, it's a great idea. I feel like that would actually go over really well in Rhode Island, or at least Newport, Rhode Island in particular, because it is a touristy place and they have a lot of bed and breakfast. I want to say Bed Bath & Beyond, bed and breakfast places in Newport. If you've never been and you like the ocean and you like history stuff, there are quite a few decent restaurants and pubs as well. It'd be lovely to be there. But again, I live near Newport, so that's another problem. I'm kind of used to it. It's good. Again, no, definitely not the price. It's good, but it's not worth that price. That's crazy. Not crazy. That's hard to imagine, I'll say. Here's a question for you guys. How much would you be willing to pay for a bourbon price-wise? Like, this is kind of the question for, let's say, Blanton's kind of thing, or Weller. Those are the ones that come to mind to me when I think of the expensive bourbons. And I know the problem often is the secondary market and what else? Oh, yeah, retail. Retail in general. Like a Blanton should go for about $60-ish, maybe. But they get jacked up in price. Like for me, specifically, I could get a Blanton's right now. I could go to the liquor store right now. Don't even know if they're still open, but I could go to a liquor store and I could get a Blanton's if I wanted, but they're charging $100 for a bottle. Immediately, that's why I will not buy one from that place. But what would you pay for stuff like that? Like if there was a bottle of bourbon, think of a bottle of bourbon you really want. I don't know what kind it would be. Like an expensive one, clearly, one you normally couldn't afford. What would you pay for it? I'm curious. Because my moochie instincts are not to do that. And I have some pretty hardcore moochie instincts. I'm not always trying to get whiskey. But I certainly like to get samples, and I certainly like to be given bottles. That is obvious. We do have some interesting stuff coming up, which I suppose I can talk about now. The problem is I have to organize it, and that's not how my brain works. Organization, being organized, not a thing. But I was given a lot of Chattanooga samples recently, and a Chattanooga bottle. And I've never had Chattanooga Tennessee whiskey. I have not. I have not. Pretty much because it's St. Patrick's month thing. Like as soon as I realized how many Irish whiskeys I had, suddenly I felt I had to review them all up until Wednesday. So we have one coming out tomorrow, one coming out. Wait, what day is it? Sunday? Whew. We have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday I'm going to have my usual video, but it's going to be freaking 10 of the hour, as my Fitbit lets me know. I'm going to, I forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Irish whiskey. Yeah, Wednesday is kind of like, it's going to be a little bit of a joke because it is my favorite, or will be my favorite whiskey reviewed officially. And honestly, I'm not sure if I've actually ever reviewed Redbreast 12 cask strength. I feel like I haven't. I've talked about it a lot, but I don't think I've ever actually reviewed it officially because I believe I had a bottle years ago, drank the whole thing, loved it, couldn't afford another bottle, and what? That was before I was doing reviews, most importantly, officially. Like I wasn't actually involved in making video content. This was back when I was doing reviews for myself, which you can actually watch because they're still on here, and they're from 3-4 years ago now. Ugh. But no, the only reason I haven't had it yet is because it's I'm getting backlogged is the excuse. Making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out which whiskey's naughty or nice. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I do too. Unfortunately, the local small brands near my area are stupidly expensive. There's one bottle I still have, which I haven't reviewed. I've had it for at least 2 years now, but I haven't reviewed it because the only way you can get it is if you come to Rhode Island and go to the distillery, pretty much, or local liquor stores might have it. Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I stop usually. The one that I will stop at officially is $75 for a bottle of Redbreast 12 cask strength. But I have a feeling that price is going to go up soon because it's harder and harder to find these days. And I know the small batch that they released recently is like $100 or more. $106 last I saw it. That's silly. Why? Like $75 for Redbreast 12 cask strength. I was like, sweet. That's a lot to me, but I really like the bottle. That's one of the few ones I'll go out of the way to buy because I like it so much. But $100? No. $100, especially for something that just says Redbreast small batch. I think it says 12 on there, and I'm fairly certain it's cask strength, but I haven't bought it, so I'm not certain. $100 is a portion of my rent. That's where my brain goes. That's a fair portion of the rent I pay every month. Do not want to do that. That is expensive. Ugh. I'm drinking this whiskey much faster than usual, and I can feel it. My brain is like, what are you doing? That's 100 proof, 102 proof. What are you doing? It usually takes you 2 hours. What's up? What's going on? I'm going to make you feel a little funny now. Enjoy. Ugh. But yeah, I've said this many times. My limit or my bouncy area is $40, and that's even that isn't something I should be spending. But when I do spend it, I tell myself this will last me 3 months at least, and that's oftentimes, a handle of Wild Turkey 101. I haven't really looked if I can find that for less. I probably should, but that is the most convenient option. As I have said, if you want to donate a bottle to the channel, one way you can do it is there's a liquor store nearby that does do online orders. So you just order it for me and give them my name, Brian aka KIllco, whatever you want to say there, and I can usually get it without a problem. Every single time I've gone to pick up a bottle that was donated, no major issue. But they are, they're careful. They do their job. They ask a couple questions. And for me, it's like, well, I'm not even sure what the real name of the person is who donated it. So, ugh. And my mother donated a bunch of bottles that way recently. Like the Irish stuff I'm reviewing right now is all because she bought a bunch of them. I'm interested about the one I'm going to review tomorrow, which will technically be for Tuesday. That's going to be Sexton. And tomorrow's one, spoilers, is the Fighting 69th Regiment, which that was interesting to look up info about because there's a lot there. There's a lot of history. I won't go into it because video, and I want you to watch it, but it was bonkers how long that regiment has been around, and that there's an actual whiskey for it, and that it didn't start in America. Like, we have a fighting 69th Regiment in the United States, but it started in Ireland in like 1886, 88, something like that. It's nuts. Bonkers, biznonkers, if you will. There's a question, which I have a feeling I know the answer to for most of you. What is your favorite Irish whiskey? We'll make it even trickier. What is your favorite Irish whiskey for a decent price? I know I have a few that come to mind, but they're not quite the decent price. Like, I want to say immediately, Redbreast 12, of course, cask strength. And there's Green Spot, which I haven't had a bottle of that in a while, and I want to get another. That was one I was donated? Given to me as a gift for my birthday, like 2 years ago. It's gone. It's long gone. But I remember I enjoyed it. And what was most frustrating is I found out that there were different varieties of Green Spot. That was a sad day. Like, finished in different kind of vineyards, wine, maybe wine casks. I don't remember. Yes, John, Redbreast 12, of course. I mean, you can't go wrong. I blame Rex for that, by the way. It's his fault that I like so many Redbreasts. And I've tried them all, I think. The only one I haven't had is the, hold that thought. So for Redbreast, I love the brands so far. My favorite, of course, Redbreast cask strength. I have had, and I'm looking at the boxes that are empty with the bottles in it. I have had the Redbreast 12, the Listowel, the cask strength, the 15-year, all of those. I have sampled the 21-year, which was mind-blowing. It was a completely different thing. Much like some of the Irish whiskeys I've had recently, where I tried them, going into it, I'm like, I know what Irish whiskey tastes like. And then I try one of those. It's like, what is that? That's not what I'm used to at all. But there's also the 27-year. Never had that. Maybe I never will. Maybe I will. I've heard rumors. People have threatened to send me samples. And I say, I dare you, sir. I dare you. Because that would be nuts. I think that's a bottle that goes for, what, $500? I'm going to have to keep track of some of this someday. Is like, what is the most expensive whiskey I've had? So far, it's this one, I think. There might be another one that's even more expensive. McConnell's. Blue Spot. That's another one. That's one of the few ones where I'm like, if I see it, I might have to do something stupid. That kind of feeling. Yeah, that's what I've heard. So it's one of those. Okay, it's nice to know that. One of the ones that's eluded me for the longest time is the Redbreast Dreamcast that came out maybe 2 years ago, and I think most of it's gone now. My hope was to get the Redbreast Dream Cask sample when I visited the Whiskey Vault. However, when it was, because of the Bastards Ball that happened 1 month before I actually visited Texas, it was gone. Like, they drank a whole bunch. They drank the whole thing during that event, which is amazing. I mean, of course, everyone would want to share that bottle at that event, but damn it, so close to trying it. I think the expensive bottle I had there for a sample during my tasting, which was with Zach, I want to say. I think that's what his name was. Again, that was 3 years ago. Wow, 2019. So almost 2 years ago. But I had something called Kawasaki. No, that's all wrong. It was from, I want to say all the wrong places immediately. It's not from Japan. It's not from China. It's not from India. It's from Taiwan? Maybe? What the heck was it? What whiskey is from Taiwan? I feel like it begins with a K. Just strange. Here's the thing. I don't remember exactly what bottle it was. I have a general idea. I took a picture of it. I can probably find the picture now. Let's try. If we really want the answer to these questions, there's only one way to do it. That's to look for it. But again, this will take a minute, and it makes me a little distractible, so I apologize. I don't know why I apologize exactly, because I can do what I want right now. But we want to be entertaining, whoever we is. I want to be entertaining as possible, without taking my shirt off, Ed, or being absolutely bonkers, like, what is it? Or not to be absolutely bonkers, or by avoiding drinking Fireball and whatever the heck that beer is they drink on. My brain, I swear, living in this mind is a thrill. Shelf turds. Wow, God, that was fun. And if you haven't checked out those channels, The Rock Gut Review and Shelf Turds, I assume everyone here has. Like, if you've heard of my channel, you have definitely heard of their channels. PBR, that's right, through PBR. I'm not even sure what that tastes like, but I think I feel like I've had a PBR product, but I don't remember what. I think they did some kind of lemonade thing, or someone like them did. Maybe it wasn't them. I want to say Hi Neighbor. I'm not sure why. I think that's a New England beer. But I forget the name of it because it was not great. Where was I? Using my brain to look up a whiskey. I can't remember the name of it. I feel like it's from Taiwan. Not sure. Someday I'll have organized folders. Today is not that day. Nope. I was thinking October of 2019 is when I officially met Rex and Daniel, and that was awesome. They remember that. That's the important thing. But that was also a huge kind of event at Irene Tan's store. So that was cool. Oh. I also took pictures of whiskeys. This is a little secret into the KIllco stuff. One thing I wanted to try to do for this channel and in general is do like me hunting for bottles kind of thing, but because of last year, that kind of died instantly. But I do have a few things here. Like I have Colonel E.H. Taylor's small batch bottle and bond for about $42. Why is that one more expensive? I have pictures. Schwagner, the mash bill. Welcome. You're not late. There's no need to apologize. You arrive precisely when you mean to, as they say. I'm going to find this bottle or I'm going to go lose my mind. And it began with K. I think it was from Taiwan. That's all I got right now. All right, come on. I have so many pictures of when I went to the Whiskey Vault. I have pictures of the Whiskey Vault. I have pictures of on top of Wizard Academy because that's an amazing view. Where is the tasting event? God dang it. I also have pictures of, when I went to freaking every single distillery I could in Texas, which was 7 in total, if you're curious. Kavalin, yes. Oh, thank you. That was bothering the hell out of me. And I can't find the picture, which is even worse. I know it's on here somewhere. Did I move all the picture files to somewhere else? I feel like I did. I did do a video on this. I think I called it Texas Whiskey Adventure or something like that. Yeah, there it is. Texas Whiskey Adventure 2019. I moved all the pictures into here. I had so many whiskeys. Here we go. Kavalin. And it looks like it was the Soloist. Came in a fancy box. I have no idea how much that cost. But it has a fancy box. That's all I have to say about that. No. Assessment test. Science. No. It's right here. You can just see it. It's got my whiskey, what do I call this, funnel on it. I think I got this from the Whiskey Vault when I bought their, I don't know why I'm doing this. I got their, oh, it smells weird. It smells like alcohol. I got their Whiskey Tribe thing. Clang, clang. This is in my intro. Whiskey Tribe juice box. This is the first one they did. I know they have a new one now, which I'm tempted to get. But if you can't tell, you probably can't because I have Swagner's comment here. Now, these are also all flasks, which I honestly don't even use because I never go anywhere. But then again, no one does right now. So here's the thing. Put that there. The one thing, this feels very full, but it isn't. I know that. I'll give you an update. Hey, there's actually more in here than I thought. But you know, right about there. I think I did use this for Bottle and Bond Day. I am trying to stretch this out as long as I can. I know you got it. You donated this bottle to me in December. So we're on month 3, which is a good amount of time for a whiskey in my hands, especially if I like it. And I definitely enjoy this stuff. And if I can find it for $40 like I did in that picture locally, maybe I'll buy another bottle. But if it goes into the $50 range, no. There was actually another one in the picture, which was more, but I couldn't tell why. It looked exactly the same. To mine eyes. And again, oh. Apparently I like E.H. Taylor stuff, or at least that one. Well, we'll find out more later. I haven't tried many of their products. Oh, we're at the hour mark. We passed the hour mark 7 minutes ago. God damn it. I'm trying not to drink this too quickly. But God damn, it's good. It's good, but again, the price puts me off immediately. Oh, it burns. Like $150 for a bottle of whiskey still. The max I've ever done myself was, again, on a credit card. So one thing I should say, they should teach you in high school how to manage your funds, understand credit, and do your taxes. But they don't. They don't even do that in college, I don't think. I did not go to college. So if they do, please let me know. I know they teach calculus. And yeah, I never had to deal with that, thankfully. I barely got through geometry because numbers and me, we're not friends. Or at least mathematics. I've never been good at math. I have a distinct memory in my mind where I was doing the times tables, if you remember trying to learn those. And I had written some of them down on my shoes. So I was looking down at my shoes, cheating to remember them. I don't know if the teacher knew that or not. I hope they didn't. I didn't get caught. At least that's what I know. And actually, I don't know if I could read that nowadays. Like looking at my shoes, trying to read tiny print. Unlikely. I have glasses now. I didn't have glasses then. And I believe I'm nearsighted, which mean I forget, but I think that means I can't read far away things, which to me makes sense. It's called nearsighted, which is a little confusing. Or am I farsighted because I can see stuff nearby? Is that it? I don't remember. It's been a while since I've had my eyes checked out because 2020, as I like to say. That's all we need to say now. It's like 2020. And everyone understands what that means. That was lovely. Now, we move on to another one. No, I'm not at that point yet. Getting there, because I do not drink high proof whiskey that quickly usually. And someone was a bad influence. It was me. Just to be clear. All right. Now, this one does have a batch number. I will see if the camera wants to behave. I'll make sure I make as many creaky noises with the chair as possible. Here we are for sample 2 of Sample Sunday. Old Carter Rye Batch 5. Vacuuming next door again. 115.5 approve. So, if I'm feeling good now, just you wait. I'm curious if I can pull off these labels. I've been wanting. I have so many sample bottles now. You have no idea. If you ever want to send me samples, just let me know. Through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I have many different places. Email, that works too. Most people don't use email nowadays. They get my attention through Instagram, which is fine. Still a little in there. So here we go. Has anyone had Old Carter Rye Batch 5? Does anyone know the price? Because I don't. I assume it's up there. I haven't had many Old Carters, but I've heard things. We'll see if I like this. How? Here we go. The hiccups. It's happened to Shayla, too. Held my breath. It usually does the trick. Might be an old wives' tale, but it works for me usually. All right. Here we go. Old Carter Rye Batch 5. I am going to pour the whole thing in my glass. That is going to make editing so much easier later. I did get through most of the editing for tomorrow's video, but I'm not done. I wanted to finish it all before this started. I at least recorded it because I am well aware that I would not record a video for Irish whiskey. I wouldn't, have a whiskey after doing a stream like I'm doing tonight, and then going to its Bourbon Nights thing after this. And then I think, why can I never remember this? Bourbon Babadiba? Destination Bourbon goes on after them usually. I don't know if they are tonight, but that's a hefty evening of drinking whiskey, actually. So, here we go. Wait. I imagine you can hear that vacuum. If I can hear it, you can probably hear it. That lady drives me crazy. Because she's absolutely nuts. So, don't worry, rinse the glass. Cheech, welcome back. I know you were here earlier under your other name, your internet name, your YouTuber name. There you go. It's fun, isn't it? Suddenly you have a whole bunch of people trying to talk to you at once. It's like, oh, what's going on? I'm sorry I couldn't be there because it was like 1:30 in the morning by the time that started, I think. And I was done. I'm not even sure when I went to sleep last night. I know it was after Hot Butter Rolls went live. I do know that. At some point during the end of that stream, I think I crashed. I was like, okay, I'm done. I need to sleep. I probably didn't get to sleep right away because I never do. Sometimes I do, but oftentimes no. My sleeping pattern is, as I like to call, erratic. Sometimes I'm up till 4 a.m. Sometimes I fall asleep at 12. Sometimes I go to sleep at 2. The joys of the mental health battle. Crippling depression and anxiety. Yay. You'd never know because the internet and video doesn't really transfer that well. Hell, being met in person doesn't transfer that well. Right. On to Old Carter. This one I could not find on the Whizzky app I use. This was just non-existent as far as finding anything about it. I typed it in. It was just nothing. What? Right. So we're trying the most expensive whiskeys ever tonight. Bourbons, whatever. Ryes. I probably should have taken a sip before I found that out. Oh, well. Now this has a price tag on it. Whoa. Wow. That was rye. That's definitely rye. Eucalyptus immediately. Oh. So I kind of blend together eucalyptus and black what? Black licorice. They kind of mingle back and forth in my mind. But I do often use a mouthwash that is eucalyptus flavored, supposedly. So that comes to mind as well. It's like a mint. Mint gets thrown in there as well because of that. No, I'd be sorry, Baruch. I would have had to look it up later. Whoa, everything moved. True. I mean, the price only matters in my head. I didn't buy it. And the mash bill, technically you did. If you're wondering, this is one of the ones that I got from the likes. I did 2 of these tonight. So these little sample bottles I got from the likes. And the only reason I had them is because you went out of your mind one night and decided to donate a bunch of money to them. Technically to ADHD Whiskey's channel. But yeah, I got them. And as you can imagine, the price point on some of these just terrifies me because of the kind of stuff they have at the Lake's house. Whoa. But you're hacking. But congrats. I was hoping to win one last night, but I also wasn't feeling paying attention. I always try to do more than one thing at a time when watching a stream. I imagine some of you do that as well. Like if you're doing editing or work or something like that and listen to stream kind of sideways. I do that all the time. Oh, I've had Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C920, and that is delish. So look forward to that. No, Cheech got it. Whoa, getting confused. Reading is hard. I guess this is the one good thing I like to know about my palate, my senses, my nose, whatever you want to call it, is that I can pick out a rye if it's a pretty strong rye smell. And this one especially is just immediately I smell it, I'm like, oh, that's a rye. That is eucalyptus smelling and hints of mint and such, because that's what my mind equates it to. Eucalyptus mint. Kind of all I can pay attention to. That's the dominant smell. There is that weird smell I get from some stuff. I get like I want to say a black marker smell, which some of you might understand. Some of you may be like, what are you smelling markers for? It's not healthy. Oh, another fun fact for anyone who watches these and on the regular, I now have new neighbors on that side. And unfortunately, it's a young couple. So I'm waiting for one of these nights to just hear some interesting sounds from that area. Hasn't happened yet, but I think they only started moving in yesterday. So if you hear any other weird noises from that angle, it's probably them. I think they have a TV in the bedroom. Psychopaths. Whoop. Chat is happening. Nice. Kvalin? We were talking about Kvalin earlier. And I think it was good, but again, I drank that 2 years ago at the vault, at the whiskey vault. Yeah, Sharpie notes. I said black marker, but probably any marker would do that. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, no, probably not. Like, again, she does it almost every day. She was up at like 3 a.m. last night, which I think was when I was trying to go to bed. I think. Pretty sure it was. I can't remember. Again, I was pretty beat after Hot Butter Roll stream, but oftentimes I'll get distracted by something else and just not fall asleep. I was probably playing a game, so that might have done it. I might have thought, I'm going to bed now, and then an hour passes, and it's like, oh, crap. Well. But, Cheech, if you do an earlier show, hopefully I'll show up for one of them. Good grief. I think I burn out at some point. Like, I have because of the way my brain is, at some point, socialization just becomes too much. And that happens a lot, like especially in person. Like if I go to the Bastards Ball this year, if it happens, I don't know how I'm going to react to that many people, especially that many people who might be interested in meeting me. That would be terrifying. Yeah. I still don't know how he does that. I do this stream. I do one on Friday. I have been mulling over doing the Twitch stuff, but certain games I play often don't mesh very well with streaming. But I don't know if that's because I'm going through OBS or because it's YouTube or because it's the game or because it's my computer. And it's very hard to get people to go from one platform to another. So it's hard to get people on YouTube over to a whole different thing, which is Twitch. It's not, and it's also not the same kind of thing. Like, you're not watching me drink whiskey on Twitch. You're watching me drink whiskey and play games. So it's a whole different thing. I'm not paying as much attention as I am in this scenario. And granted, in this scenario, I can often get distracted by random questions that float into my mind. However, you also need to do a whole bunch of stuff for Twitch. Not as much as YouTube. I think they need you to have 50 followers and do a certain amount of hours per month, and then you have to have a certain amount of viewers steadily. Like, if I could get 3 people, I think, to watch all of my streams for a month, if I did Twitch stuff, eventually Twitch would decide they could give me money or give me the ability to get money. Not exactly sure how it works. But with YouTube, as we've talked about before during streams, 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, I think. Then you can get monetized. Good luck. I don't even know 100 people, let alone 1,000. So again, make content. YouTube overlords demand thumbs. We're getting there. I think Richie Z is the one who is convinced I'm going to get to 1,000 subs this year. We'll see. Again, I know my YouTube content is not for everyone, but that's kind of the point. I am well aware that there are certain tricks and tactics and editing and film kind of things I could do to make it more, what's the word? Friendly for the viewer, I guess. But, bleh. Yeah, I imagine. Are you on the West Coast? I assume you are. Or are you somewhere completely different? Because I can't keep track of everyone. Because I figure if you're doing a stream that late at night, you must be at least in the California area. Unless you're on a completely different point of the world. And bleh, I have no idea. Well, I'm starting to look at notes before I drink this. Take a look at the color. Pretty good. That's what I like my bourbons to look like. This is a rye, but you know what I mean. You're East Coast? What are you doing, man? I mean, more power to you. Below. Go, Ninja, go, Ninja, go. Welcome, DC. Are we going to talk about Batman again? Because we could. I'm trying to talk about rye right now. Or at least this rye. This old Carter rye, which could cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I'm intimidated, just slightly. I feel like I need to keep drinking water. Get the last one I drank out of my mouth. Blah. All right. The nose is rye, aka eucalyptus mint stuff. So let's go to the taste, see what I think. Whew, wow. It's good. It's a whole different thing. It's a little fruity. I'm not tasting any black licorice. I would say this is something I'm not even sure of because I don't eat these at all. Have you ever had red licorice? That's weird. It's a little peppery. Ugh. That would do it. I could say my job is out of normal hours too, because I don't have one. So it's this. Going to work at 6 p.m. twice a week, hoping to make a buck. Making videos every week. That takes me about an hour or so. I haven't quite figured that out yet. I think I can record a review in less than 30 minutes, and it's actually the editing that takes the longest time. It takes more time. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I can see that. Just sitting by the fire having a drink. But yeah, my brain clocks out about 2 a.m. Granted, I will very easily stay up till 4 a.m., but I shouldn't. With the medication I take, with my mental problems, with not having a job, I've been trying my whole life to get a normal sleeping pattern, and it hasn't happened. I did have a job where I had to go to bed relatively early, and I had to be at work at 7:30 in the morning. I did that for almost 4 years, and that was awful. I was not happy. I was making some money, but I was miserable. I was working 40 plus hours a week, just over minimum wage. Not fun. Part of having that job is why I have tendinitis in this ear. It's not super severe, but it's certainly there when I'm trying to go to bed at night and I hear this high-pitched whining noise. Ooh. I blame that on the job. But also I blame that on my youth and stupidity at not wearing ear protection, because instead of wearing ear protection, I just played loud music and it was fine. Next to a machine that was going for hours. Thankfully, I didn't keep that job of being next to the printing machine for very long. Probably a year and a half or so. Looking at stuff. I'm trying to get the price here, but I don't see it. And I'm getting my info from something called Whizzky Consumer USA? Consumers? Whizzky Consumers US. That's where I'm finding stuff. At least I'm the boss of me, and I'm horrible at it. Let's be clear. I have spent many an evening where I just put off doing a video until it's almost midnight, and then my friend from Missouri will pop on and want to play games, and I'm like, I'm just finishing up editing, and 30 minutes plus go by, and he's still around, but he cuts into time with friend, and that feels stupid. I feel like an idiot when I do that. Doesn't happen all the time. It's not going to happen tonight. I have a feeling I'm going to finish up my editing when It's Bourbon Night goes on. I think I only have a few minutes left. I just couldn't finish it in the hour before I did this. Oh, that reminds me of this is my third whiskey of the evening, now that I think about it. Just remembered that. I was wondering why, just one little thing of cream of Kentucky at 100-ish proof was pushing me over that fuzzy zone in my brain. And it's like, you had one earlier, like an hour ago. Duh. That would do it. 2 drinks in 2 hours. At least I remembered that. Oh, and I have an empty stomach. It's not making noise this time, but I definitely did not eat a damn sandwich like I was supposed to, because my sleeping pattern is, as I said, terrible. I went to bed last night really late, and I woke up at like 10. And then I was awake for a while, but I was not awake at all. And I think I fell asleep around 1 and slept until 3:30, 4, almost 4. Yeah, almost 4. And that gave me like 2 hours before the stream. I'm not married. But that's not very nice. If you have a wife, you're in trouble now. But no, it's like how do I put it? I'm listening to it now. Yeah, it's a high-pitched tone. That's a nice way to put it. Maybe whining is the wrong term. But it's just this single. That's not even the right noise. It's shrill. It's a much higher pitch that I can't make with my mouth. But it's always there. I only notice it at night. But the horrible thing is how quickly your body gets used to ignoring it. except when it's quiet. When it's quiet, it's the only thing you hear. And the worst part is I'm not actually hearing it. There's just some kind of damage in this ear between the way my ear works and brain because loud noise. Part of me wants to blame like the heavy metal concerts I went to when I was younger, but that's not the case. I only went to a few, spaced out, and it's only this ear, which is coincidentally the ear that would be pointing at the very loud machine that was making a lot of pounding noises all day. Printing press. It would go over and over again. I'm glad I don't have that job anymore, but I do miss having a regular income. There is that feeling of guilt or something when you do something like this. Well, let me explain this easily. So my brain works in a way where if I ask for donations and money while doing a stream like this, I feel guilty. And if I have a normal job, which I don't like, making money, I'll feel bad about doing that too, because it wouldn't be something I like doing. Now, I like doing this, but there's something you have to get over. There's like something that society did to us where we feel like we have to work for someone else to make money, and that's the only way to do things. If you try to do something like this where you're requesting money in a way, or at least encouraging people to do so, that feels wrong because you're getting your money directly from the consumer, and for some odd reason that's the wrong way to do it. I don't think it is. I think that's exactly what the big companies that get the money are doing. They just are big companies, and it's fine for them. I don't know. We live in a very weird social structure as far as jobs and money go. And I still have to get used to this. Like, I don't think actors or people who do films feel particularly bad about getting money, but there's always a third party. I think that's the weirdness. Like, if I was working for Starbucks would give me money, but Starbucks is a giant corporation that makes thousands and thousands and millions maybe of dollars. That'll do it too. Yeah. As technically, I am giving a very unique and the only opinion that you can get from me about certain things. But to be clear, if anyone is wondering what this channel is technically about, for one, it's just enjoying whiskey with others, because right now we can't exactly do that. But also, for the videos at least, the attempted idea is to open the door to others who are curious about whiskey more than anything. Like, I blatantly say in some of these videos, I don't know what I'm doing. And these are just my initial opinions about something. So it's trying to quietly guide others into the kind of getting people past that hesitation they get where they think they need to get a lot out of whiskey initially. Like, you have whiskey connoisseurs and people who have done whiskey. You watch Ralphie, the type of notes he gets out of whiskey, how? You feel, as a whiskey tuber, I look at Ralphie and his notes and his abilities. It's just like, oh, why am I doing this? But I try to give people the baseline of, you can be wrong, you can be right. Just enjoy the experience. The rest is unimportant. Just share the experience with others. That's the fun thing. That's what we're doing right now. We're trying to share the experience. Yes, that's why I say the YouTube overlords. Because if I ever got monetized, they would definitely be the YouTube overlords. And I like the fact that they demand your thumbs. They demand them. Yes, that's also the main thing. Like, I encourage others to, like and subscribe and all that, so they can come with me in my own journey. Like, the important part is that this is literally my journey through whiskey, or my path through whiskey. And as embarrassing as it is, you can go back to my first experience with whiskey when I did the first initial advent calendars, when I had just listened to / helped record Fred Minnick's book, Whiskey Women. So I have to thank all the whiskey women out there for getting me into whiskey to begin with, and their history and all that. And then because of that, my father got interested in the idea of drinking something called Lafroig. And me trying that for the first time, I said it was not horrible, which is good because many people can get a very bad reaction to that. But it did make me go, okay, this is weird, and I've never tasted anything like this in my life. What else is there? It's like, what else is out there that I haven't experienced with whiskey? Because, American culture. How do you drink hard spirits? In a fucking shot glass. The worst way to drink alcoholic spirit, and that's the popular way to do it. I don't know how that happened, but it did. Making sure I didn't miss anything. On to this whiskey. Speaking of whiskey, who gets distracted easily? Whoa. Peppery, weirdly fruity. They're like dried prunes or something. What came to mind? I don't remember if I've ever had a dried prune. Or at least dried fruits of some kind. That's nuts. That is a rye. Like I have certain things in my brain thus far where if I can pick it out, I know what it is. Like that is definitely rye. Not because I read it, but if I drank something like this and was like, oh, okay, this is everything that reminds me of a rye whiskey. I also have something for wheaters, but it doesn't work with all wheaters. Like I don't get that taste and smell out of certain wheaters. The one that I'm thinking of specifically is Larceny, which I think is a wheater. Prove me wrong. Like if it's not, let me know. Whiskey Samurai, hello. Glad you're here. Glad you're off work. Work sucks. I know. That song's in my mind. Okay. Surprises, let me know she cares. Da 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 da. Na 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 na. Okay. I'm sorry if I did that to some of you as well, because that's going to bother me for a little while. So, the official notes for this that I'm getting, for those of you just joining, we are trying a sample of Old Carter Rye Batch 5, 115.5 proof. Supposedly very expensive. The color is toasted butterscotch, which is technically not a color to me, but okay. There you go. The nose on this, supposedly, the rye has a beautiful nose with both herbal, yes, and minty notes, yes. Coming to the forefront, these are followed by notes of caramel butterscotch and a touch of dill. Oh, yeah, that's right. Some people get dill out of rye. Can I get dill? No, but I kind of understand it. Like some people get that pickle note, too. I've never actually drank pickle juice. That'll be on the list of things I should not do. I get what they mean. Herbals, certainly. I'm going to have to remember that one, like with ryes especially. Because for me, it was eucalyptus and mint. But I can easily understand herbal as well. Or dill. That's another one where it's like, oh, yes, I see. Also, Palate. The palate of the rye is stunning as it presents, I would say it explodes a bit, as it presents explosive notes of caramel and butterscotch that carry over from the nose. Not for me. Mostly it was just rye. There's also an array of baking spices, I would agree there, and cinnamon present, and a touch of dill that carries over from the nose. There's no doubt this is a bold rye. This is a bold rye. Certainly. The finish. The rye has a long finish that lingers in the back of your throat until you take the next sip. Caramel, cinnamon, and mint carry over to complete the experience that this whiskey provides. Yes. I don't know if it stays in the back of my throat or anything. Let's find out. Now I got the words mint and herbal. I'm getting chocolate notes off of bourbons and ryes lately. It's kind of weird. This is a phenomenal rye whiskey. This is in closing. This is a phenomenal rye whiskey. Dare I say the best one I've had this year. It does come with a hefty price tag of $200 and was released in the very limited quantities. However, if you're a fan of great whiskeys, this is one where the flavor matches the price tag if you happen to cross it. No, $200 is a lot of whiskey I could get somewhere else. Sheesh. Oh my God. Glenfiddich XX. I believe Glenfiddich is one of the scotches I really like. Hold please. Let me check. Yes, Glenfiddich is one of the scotches I really like. I really need to finish this someday. This is the Fire and Cane. I call this a smoky sweetness. It's wonderful. I'll do that. I don't think I've had the XX. I've seen it. Never had it. And again, Glenfiddich is one I like. I actually like the Glenfiddich 10. Is it a 10? I know they have one that comes in a green bottle, which I liked. I finished it ages ago. As far as this rye, though, this is nuts. This is crazy rye. Super rye. It reminds me of the High West Double Rye, Humana, which I have here. As in its smell and flavors are extremely similar. The proof is very different. Like this is what, 112, 115? 115. I can't tell it's 115. And the High West Double Rye I have, I believe, is 45. $46. Sorry about the cling clangs. But it's nice. I gotta fix this chair someday. It does not quite roll like it's supposed to. Drives me a little nuts. Oop, thing fell. Blip. That's not gonna stay there. I guess. I mean, I don't get dill on this at all. But, like, I understand why someone might. To me, it comes across as, like, eucalyptus or mint. And here's why. Because I have a mouthwash I use that is literally eucalyptus mint mouthwash, that smell and taste are prevalent in my brain. Dill, not so much. I like dill pickles, I think. Maybe. I know I don't like... I'll assume I like dill pickles. I always like them with sandwiches, though. Something like that, I think. I'll figure that out someday. That's one of those little things I have in my brain. It's like, what kind of pickles do you like? I'm not sure. I like the ones that are a little tart, which I think are dill. And that are often in burgers? Not sure. I know there's one I definitely don't like, and I think that's bread and butter. I'm not sure. My brain, nor remember. I'm looking forward to all the Chattanooga samples I have. I haven't touched them yet. Well, I haven't opened them yet. I've certainly touched them. They will be glorious. But I actually want to review the bottle first, which I do have sitting behind me right now. It's hiding. And as I said earlier, I have a backlog of whiskeys right now, which is a surprising problem to have, which I never thought I would. So yay. It's nice to have that problem. I have, other than the two, wait, hold on. The three whiskeys that are coming up. So we have an Irish whiskey that's coming out tomorrow. And then we have one on Tuesday. And we have the finale on Wednesday for St. Patrick's Day. I almost felt like I should do a stream on St. Patrick's Day, but I know that's the Mash and Drum. He does a stream every Wednesday, I think. My brain no work. But I know that's later in the day. So it's an option, but I am fairly certain that most people who watch WhiskeyTube stuff will actually be celebrating and drinking whiskey with friends and family of some sort. But I don't know. Weird times this year. As we all know, 2020 hasn't exactly finished. Someday soon. I'm still waiting to get my first injection. My parents got theirs. I think my mom's getting her second one on Wednesday. So we'll see. My dad's on Thursday. Take the day off? Wow. I mean, you don't have to. But I do have I do have them. They're staring at me right over there. I'm debating what to do. I don't know if I want to do them on a stream because I do like doing, semi-limited reviews on stream. But I also know I have to have the Sinatra. I believe I have to sing a song, like a Sinatra song when I drink that. Was the rule? I think the rule the mash bill made up. I believe. Not sure. Can't remember. Brain no worky. Great Ranch from Nevada? I have not. If any of you have, let us know. No. Yeah, I don't like those two. Like bread and butter and sweet, I don't think I like. Dill pickles I like as a, how do I put this? They work on burgers, and I'm fairly certain I like having like a slice of them with sandwiches because it's kind of like having, hold on, my brain needs to function here. The gears are churning. So if you've had sushi or Chinese food, sometimes they give you ginger to cleanse the palate, if you will. So for me, a dill pickle is like a ginger in between sort of thing when you're eating a sandwich. So I'll have a bite of a sandwich and then have a bite of the dill pickle and go back and forth like that, much like you would with certain Chinese, Japanese cuisine, where you go back and forth with ginger or throw in a little wasabi. I need to have some wasabi. I think we were talking about this on Friday. Apparently, I need to have some Chinese food soon because I haven't gotten it in quite a while, and I really like General Chow's chicken. I haven't had it in quite a while, but it doesn't always agree with me for reasons. Sing a song for us. I could do a few songs. I'd have to figure out what Sinatra songs I want to sing because there's quite a few out there. Because I only have eyes for you. That's one of them. What else is there? My kind of town. Is it Chicago or St. Louis? I've heard two different versions. Ooh. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me know what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Yeah, those. In other words, please be true. Typing on keys is hard, I know. Unless you're on your phone, because that makes it about 10 times more difficult. Oh my gosh, here we go again. For whatever reason, I've noticed a trend that at the end of my 2-hour streams is when people start to show up. Because we were at, I think, 5-ish for a little while, and now we're at 16. And it's like, what the hell happened? I have a feeling it's the people getting ready to watch It's Bourbon Night suddenly pop on. And I think that's hilarious. I wish it was. Because someday I'll have to go on It's Bourbon Night. Someday I'll have to go on, although I dread the thought, I might be invited onto Shelf Turds someday. Might hang out with Whiskey Central someday. We'll see. I know it's nice to get onto other channels, but the thing I keep in mind is that people will subscribe if they want to view more of your content. That's the important part. Being on someone else's channel at one time doesn't get it. Unfortunately, I wish it did. Getting subscribers is hard, although it's been progressively going up recently. We're starting to get to the 350 mark, which is nerve-wracking. Strangers in the night, exchanging glances, lovers at first sight. I don't want to do the whole thing. Yeah, there you go. I mean, I'm the same. I can't say I'm going to I can't say I learn anything. It's more like I have random bits of information that stick. Learning, I don't know. Whiskey knows we could. I mean, dinner. Yeah, again, you're not late. You arrived precisely when you mean to. Well, these songs get stuck in my head now. Destination Bourbon. Whoa, hi. What are you doing here? I mean, welcome. One of those moments another whiskey tuber pops you and you're like, what? What? I didn't do it. What's going on? I could be on Destination Bourbon channel someday. Unlikely. Maybe. We'll see. I've been on a few. Honestly, it's kind of weird. I'm trying to think of whose channel I've been on now. Hot Butter Rolls. We had fun that night, although they drink for a very long time. I've been on Whiskey Crusaders stream once or twice. That was over a year ago, though. And I've been on Eric Waite's stream, but that was when he was just starting, and also that was about a year ago. The end of 2019, I think. So I'm on other people's streams. It's just sporadic, to say the least. Well, you let me know, Destination Bourbon, because I am not one to impose myself on others ever. I'm also not the type to try to lure people onto my channel, because I haven't done that yet, to be honest. I know StreamYard can do that, but I haven't figured out how to do that quite right yet. And honestly, I think I'd feel under pressure. Like if I had someone on a stream and I had to like split the screen and everything, I might be a little panicky because it was almost like I have someone else in the room. It's like, hi, you can see me. I do so well in social situations, I promise. Destination Bourbon, are you going on later tonight? I assume you are. But with all the YouTube stuff, I can't keep track. I know you travel a good deal. Huh. Whew. Hachicha. That is spicy. I got Frank Sinatra song stuck in my head now. There you go. I mean, streaming is tricky, to say the least. All right, there you go. So if you're still around at 9 p.m., do it. I might be there. We'll see. Again, I've had 3 drinks already this evening, so I don't know how long I'm going to last tonight. Hopefully, I'll make it. But I might be a little bit in the bag, in the sauce, in the cheeseburger. I want Chinese food. Anyway. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. I said this earlier. I haven't eaten since breakfast time, and I've only had a muffin and a couple eggs and a coffee, and that was probably almost 8 hours ago. Mistakes have been made. I'm definitely going to eat something as soon as the stream ends, but thankfully my stomach was not making as much noise as it did on Friday, because that was hilarious. I don't want that to happen again. I definitely have Frank Sinatra stuff in my head. Whiskey Samurai, let me know. Like, I want you to be there in the stream. If I'm doing a stream, I'm assuming I'm going to do a stream, but I have a feeling I'm going to do the Jack Daniels stuff in the stages for Sunday sample nights. And I could sing songs, but I get terrified about singing because it feels like whenever I start singing songs, there are less and less people who stick around. They're like, oh, yeah, you can sing. You're supposed to be talking about whiskey. Mike Franklin, welcome. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Masterpiece Theater. Whoa. Yes, I'm glad Stanley is doing better for the moment. I mean, as he knows, mental health issues, crippling anxiety, and depression, those don't just go away. I wish they did, but they don't. But hopefully things will improve. There's a lot to do with how things are going in general. Like, I guess with some people you have to have a routine. That's important, but I don't do that. I have not had a routine in 10 years. Barn door, again, the sarcasm doesn't travel well through the internet, but I believe you. I'm sure you would never. It's fine. Richie Z, you were just talking about you earlier. Welcome. I don't remember what we were saying. I'm sure it was good things. Oh, yes, the fact that you think we're going to hit 1,000 subs this year. We'll see. Skeptical. There you go. I do have that. That was hiding in the back here. I think. That's it. Yeah. I think that's it. JDBP. Jack Daniels Bear Proof. I'll drink it right now. No, I won't. That stays back here for later. Clink, clank. Oh, my God. Creaky chair. God damn. That's annoying to me. Ouch. I mean, if you say so. I won't say I won't. I'm just skeptical. Oh, God. I've been moving around in my chair. Everything's falling down. You can see how green it is. Stop. There we go. We shall see, Richie Z. We shall see. I mean, we're certainly trending that way, as I've been saying a couple of times. Is there is part of my mind that thinks I will never, and there's part of my mind that says, but you're already at 300, and it keeps going up. It has to happen eventually, right? Right. And then the other part of my brain says, never. I don't know why it sounds like that. It's a trek, Whiskey Nose. It really is. From what other whiskey tubers have told me, at some point it just happens and and you go. But we'll see. Again, I am the eternal skeptimist? Skeptic. Not sure what I was trying to combine words there. Skeptic. Whatever. You saw it here, folks. I can't talk straight anymore because that's how much whiskey I've had. Ooh. Not that much, but enough. Oh, man, we're coming down to the last 2 minutes. Strangers in the night. No. We all hope. I mean, all of you should hope. Again, I know full well that I will get more subscribers only if other people here are encouraged by what I'm doing and like to share with friends and at least whatever. I don't even know how it works. I know, it's a lot about the people who are in the community and in the Whiskey Tube stuff. I cannot force anyone to be here. I don't even try. If you enjoy what I'm doing, subscribe and like, and YouTube overlords demand thumbs, etc. Yeah, I guess. I mean, if it is, I'm good. I'm great. All right, we're coming down on the last minute. Sad as it is, I will be here again next Friday at 6 p.m. and next Sunday at 6 p.m. Mulling over maybe doing an Irish whiskey thing on Wednesday. Don't bet on it. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. I might just want to pop on because I have nothing else to do. I can't go anywhere. I'll probably get a Guinness. I should get some Guinness. But remember, I'm now going over to It's Bourbon Night, so we can hang out there. And Destination Bourbon will come on after them. I might see you there as well. Barndor, thank you. YouTube overlords demand thumbs. Well, thank you. It's all about the people being here. I love to hang out with all of you. It's a glorious thing, and it's much better than drinking alone, I like to say. All right, coming out to the 2-hour mark. That's where I like to cut it. Hate it. Bourbon, nice to see you. Thank you for the epic mustache comment. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And sláinte.